Among the visual artificial intelligence production tools I use, Fooocus is the most successful, most free, most royalty-free, and most unlimited tool. I had previously prepared a very detailed video on how you can use Fooocus. But in that video, I only showed how you can use Fooocus on your own computer through Pinocchio. Many people used it. A group couldn't complete the setup. Another group's computer didn't have enough capacity. The image production speed was slow. I'm here with a solution that will solve all of these issues. We will use Fooocus through Google Colab. It's been about 6 months since I published the first video where you could use it as if you had installed it on your computer. During this time, updates have also been made to Fooocus. I will show these as well. We will do a general overview like this. In addition to all of this, I will show a couple more features that will remove the limits of your image production. I will show you how to install and use any AI model or LoRa, fine-tuned models you find on the internet, on Fooocus. In summary, with this video, we will have completely solved the issue of free, unlimited, royalty-free image production. Let's start. I'll show the install via Pinocchio. I have explained this installation many times before, therefore, I will go through this part quickly. I'm on the Pinocchio.computer website. I click on the download button. From the page that opens, I select the version for M1 Max and download it to my computer. I double-click on the downloaded file. To open it, I drag the Pinocchio icon and drop it into the Applications folder. Then, I right-click on the patch.command file here and click on the Open link. I click on the Open button from the pop-up that appears. The terminal opened directly. I enter my computer's password here. The cursor doesn't move on the screen while I'm typing. This doesn't mean I'm not typing. I press the Enter key on my keyboard. It displayed process completed and the operation was finished. I immediately go to the Applications folder on my computer and open the Pinocchio application. I click on the Save button from the page that opens. It opened. I click on the Visit Discover Page button. On the page that opens, I can see all the AI models I can use within Pinocchio. I immediately click on the latest version of Fooocus from here. I click on the Download button from the pop-up that appears. It identified all the software and applications I need to use AI applications on my computer. I click on the Install button and it starts installing all of them. As you can see, it installed all the missing components. I click on the OK button. It asks where I want to download Fooocus on my computer. Here, I can enter any path I want on my computer. This could also be an external hard drive. I am not changing its default address. I clicked on the Download button and it started downloading. The download is complete. I click on Install from the pop-up that opened and the installation started. The installation is complete. Without clicking anywhere extra, Fooocus opened on my computer automatically. I immediately enter a visual prompt from the prompt box. I wanted it to create a group of people doing yoga and meditation in a calm mountain setting. I will add all the prompts and links in the video description. I clicked the Generate button and it started creating the image. As you can see, it completed. It generated 2 images. Both are nice. There's a problem with the people's hands, but it's not important at all. I can fix it within Fooocus if I want. Up to this point, I have shown the use of Fooocus within Pinocchio. So, I created images entirely using the power of my own computer without any support from the internet. As I mentioned at the beginning, for various reasons, you might not want to generate images on your own computer. Now I will show you how we can generate images using Google's processors for free. First, let me say this. In the videos I publish, you see that Fooocus or other AI models can be easily used through a similar web interface. This is made possible by Gradio, which is an open-source Python software. Therefore, it doesn't matter where we run all the AI applications. In the end, we simply use them through a web interface. This is very important. Now I will show Fooocus, but you can run all AI applications in the IPNB extension, Google Colab format just as easily. First, I go to Ilias Liev's GitHub account, which allows us to use Fooocus as open source. You can always see the most up-to-date version of Fooocus here. Look, there is a file with the IPNB extension named Fooocus Colab here. With this file, I can run Fooocus on Google Colab. I click on this file. From the page that opens, I click on the 3 dots in the upper right corner. I download it by clicking the download link from the menu. Now I've come to Google Colab. Google Colab is a platform for running artificial intelligence applications that can execute Python and our code. You can use it for free for up to 2 hours a day. It has CPUs and TPUs inside. You can choose and use whichever you want. The paid versions are not very expensive either. I will show you shortly. The account you see open right now is a free account. Let's run Fooocus and see. I go to the file from the menus. I click on the Load Notebook link. I click on the Browse button. I upload the Fooocus Colab file that I just downloaded from GitHub. As you can see, it opened within Colab. Now what I need to do is very simple. I come here and just click on the play icon here. First, as you can see in the right corner, it connects to a processor. It connected and started working. Just like with Pinocchio earlier, it downloads the relevant files. As you might guess, since Google has very fast internet, it downloads very quickly. Wait patiently. At the bottom, it's running. It appears in seconds progress. It continues. It also connected to Hugging Face. From there, it downloaded the standard visual production model Juggernaut. Yes, it completed the entire setup in 3 minutes and 5 seconds. It created 2 links. One is for us, a link starting with 127 that runs locally. The other is a public link running on Google Colab. I clicked on the public one and it opened in my browser. As you can see, I was able to run Fooocus, which I ran on the same Pinocchio through Google Colab. I entered the same prompt into this and sent it. It works the same way, but since the processors are much better, it quickly generates the images. If I return to Google Colab from the Side tab, I can see all the processes. I click on the processor. I can see how much RAM it's using, how much CPU, RAM, and disk it's using. As you can see, this process can be used for 2 hours and 10 minutes daily. If this duration or processor capacity is not sufficient for me, I can change it by selecting Change Runtime Type. From the Processor Detail menu, I clicked on the link to purchase additional processing units. Select a package based on your usage. In Colab Pro, 100 compute units/month cost, 165 TL. It uses compute units per processor capacity. Thus, visuals are faster. For instance, our TPU uses 1.73 compute units per hour on a paid basis. We can use it for 57 hours. If you choose one of the most powerful, the A100 processor, it consumes 13.53 compute units per hour. Your package will run out in 7 hours. If you switch to a Colab Pro Plus account, it's 500 compute units and 826 TL per month. That's how it goes. You can decide based on your own usage. When the free option isn't enough, I use the pay-as-you-go option. In other words, pay as you use. I buy 100 compute units, and it's enough for me. Note, the meter runs on Google Colab not based on processing, but as long as the session remains open. The visuals are complete. There's no difference between what I produced in Pinocchio. Quite nice. Only the hands are a bit problematic. As I said, it can be fixed with Fooocus. We managed to run Fooocus, both on Pinocchio and Google Colab. Now, let's take a look at the new features. I don't know how many times I've said this, but as I mentioned, I explained the general features of Fooocus in detail in the previous Fooocus video published on the channel. I don't want to take up your time with that again here. I will show the innovations both in the Fooocus within Pinocchio and on the Fooocus I set up in Google Colab. Now I'm on the Fooocus on my computer. I'm selecting the Input Image checkbox. A section is opened here. The first tab is Upscale or Variation. You can upload an image from here and create different versions with the simple and strong options, or enlarge its size with Upscale. Additionally, in the second tab, Image From, you can add an image from your computer and generate different images based on that reference image. By checking the Advanced checkbox, you can specify what aspect of the added image will be referenced from the features that open. I also explained this section quite thoroughly with examples in the previous Fooocus video. You can expand the images you upload from the In-Paint and Out-Paint tabs. While expanding, it makes additions to the right, left, top, or bottom, staying connected to the new photo. Another tab is Describe. From this tab, you can generate a prompt for any image you add. I am adding an image from my computer. I provide guidance on whether it is a photo or an animation, and press the Describe this image prompt button. It generated a man in a hoodie talking with his fingers, it said. It extracted the prompt for the photo. The next tabs are Enhance and Metadata. I will explain these shortly. I am closing the Input Image section. I select the Advanced checkbox. It opened. In the Settings tab, Presets come first. I click on it. As you can see, many ready presets have been added to Fooocus. All of these contain different visual models and settings. When you select them, it switches to those settings if available, otherwise it starts downloading right away. These are also available in the Google Colab version in the same way. While the initial preset is selected, I am switching to the Model tab. You can see the base model is Juggernaut. There is a note saying Stable Diffusions Large only. So, we understand that it can only work on Stable Diffusions Large. If I go back to the preset and select the Pony preset, it will immediately start downloading the Pony model. The preset also changes the style settings here. So when you come here, it also changes the styles, an important Fooocus feature. Let me show you. Selected the realistic preset and it started downloading. When I switch to Google Colab, it is downloading the realistic safe sensor model. The download is complete. Look, it has also added negative prompts. I came to the styles. It has selected the styles. I'm coming to the model tab. Realistic is now selected. LoRa has also changed. I'm running the same prompt on realistic as well. Let's see what kind of visual it will be. Completed. As you can see, it produced more realistic visuals. From here, you can also select and change your model yourself. Here is the performance section. Speed means it produces the visual in 30 steps. If you choose quality, it produces in 60 steps, meaning it takes longer, but creates a higher quality visual. If you choose extreme speed, it produces the visual in 16 steps, lightning in 4, and hyper SD also in 4 steps, but much faster. So, you get results much faster, but the quality decreases. First looking at the visual with low quality and then producing it with quality. If you're satisfied is a very logical method. You can also determine the dimensions of the visuals from the aspect ratio section. You can determine the number of visuals to be produced with the image number. You can set the output format of the visual with the output format. It can be PNG, JPEG, or WebP. JPEG and WebP are compressed formats. Therefore, I recommend choosing PNG. PNG is a much less compressed format. Within Fooocus, you can now produce visuals in series with a single prompt. For example, you can generate images of women wearing t-shirts in 3 different colors at once. Let's take a look right away. I'm in Fooocus, entering my prompt. A very beautiful woman in a red, blue, green t-shirt, he said. If I put the color names here, and 2 square brackets, when I run it, Fooocus will produce them one by one. We can expand this even further. For example, if I say blonde, brunette, black-haired women wearing red, blue, green shirts, it will produce all their variations one by one. Don't forget to increase the image number here. Now it will generate 3 images. I'm choosing 3. If I enter my next example, I should choose 9. I chose a horizontal image size. Generate button and sent it. As you can see, I produced all of them. We managed to prepare images of women in green, red, and blue t-shirts all at once. Now let's take a look at some of the new, advanced features. For example, here you can disable preview during generation to turn off the preview while generating images. With disable seed increment, you can remove the incremental increase of the seed value. We always use it randomly. If you want, you can also assign a fixed value. With blackout NSFW, you can ensure that the 18 plus parts of images produced as 18 plus are covered in black. A feature called Save Metadata to Image has been introduced here. If you select this, you can load all the prompts and preset settings related to the image into the images you will produce. I selected it, and from the options that appeared, I wanted to save in JSON format to the image. Now let's do an example right away. I entered my prompt, saying the flying ship, with steampunk vibes gliding, in a sky filled with clocked gears and clouds of steam. I selected the dimensions and sent it. It completed. It created 2 amazing images. One is this image, and the other is this one. For example, I like this image. I can save it to my computer using the save as command. Now I'm going back to the beginning of the topic. I hadn't mentioned it earlier. I select the input image option. There is a metadata tab here. I come here. I upload the image I just created from my computer here. Look, as you can see, it brought all the metadata information. So, what use is this to us? For example, we can create a preset from this. I copy all the metadata information here. There is a website that converts these into a preset. I'm going there. Fooocus, preset generator. I paste the metadata I copied here. I click on the parse metadata button over there. As you can see, it displayed all the information. If there are things I want to change here, I can change them. I click on the Generate JSON Preset button. It converts these into JSON format. I click on the Download JSON Preset button and save it to my computer with the file name preset.json. First, I changed the name of the file on my computer. I called it Flying Balloon. I come to Google Colab. There's a file icon right here on the left. I click on it. My files are displayed. I go to the Fooocus folder. I navigate to the preset from the open files. I click on it as well. As you can see, I can view presets like anime, default, CM, lightning within Fooocus here. I click on the upload icon over there and upload this preset file from my computer. The file has arrived and I drag it into the preset folder. I return to Fooocus. As you can see, the flying balloon is not yet visible among the presets. I quickly go to the Model tab. I click on the Refresh All Files link here. When I go to the presets under Settings, I can see my flying balloon preset. Now, no matter what the settings are, when I select the flying balloon preset, it will revert to these settings. This is very important. You can do this for yourself or share the presets you have prepared with others. We have completed the updates of Fooocus. Now we've reached a section where we can completely remove our visual production limits. We can load and run models with different capabilities, like realistic Juggernaut, into Fooocus. The place where I can find the widest range of models and LoRAs is the site savitaeye.com. I quickly click on the Model tab from the menu. I go to the Filters section from the top right corner. I select Checkpoint from the Model Type section. I choose Safe Tensor as the file format. I select Stable Diffusion X Large 1.0 as the base model. As you can see, once filtered, you can see a variety of different models. I can select, download, and use the model I want. Look, here the base model of Fooocus, Juggernaut X Large, has been downloaded 626,000 times. Dream Shaper, there are many as you can see. For example, this Samaritan 3D cartoon. If I download and install this, I can produce visuals, like Pixar. I clicked on it. On the page that opens, look, there's a download button here. I click it and start downloading the model. The download is complete. We have downloaded a file with the Save Tensor extension named Samaritan 3D Cartoon. I can upload this to Fooocus on Google Colab or my own computer. Since uploading to Colab will take a long time, I will upload it to Fooocus. I go to the Home folder. I opened the Pinocchio folder. From the files that opened, I clicked on the Drive folder. From here, I enter the Drives folder. Peers opened. I opened that too. It's like a Matryoshka doll. It keeps unfolding. In the opened folder, I access the Fooocus files. I clicked on the Checkpoints folder. Look, here is the Juggernaut image. If you remember, this is the default model included in Fooocus. I drag and drop the Samaritan model I just downloaded here. Then I return to Fooocus. I click on the Refresh All Files link. As you can see, Samaritan has appeared. I set the LoRa model to none here. I go to the Style tab. I remove all of them. I quickly enter a prompt. Let's create an image that we normally couldn't produce with paid models due to content policy. I said Donald Trump and Putin and sent it. It proceeded without objections. It started without a word and completed it. It turned out great. I really liked the first image. The second one didn't work out. It made Trump look like Trump, but I think it turned out very nice. Now let me try to create an image using an input image. I deleted the prompt because I will enter a visual prompt. I'm opening the input image section. Coming to the image prompt tab, I'm uploading an image from my computer. I will ask it to convert this image into a 3D cartoon. I click the generate button without adding anything else. Completed. I think both turned out very nice. I think Dalvi's also turned out well. It became a good brand. We just uploaded and used a model. Sometimes uploading a model can be difficult. For this, we can use fine-tuned models. These are called low-rank adaptation, or LoRa for short. Let's upload and use some of them as well. I came to savitaeye.com again. I clicked on Filters. From the menu that opened, I select LoRa. The base model is the same again. As you can see, a lot of LoRa models appeared. You can select and apply whichever you want. For example, there's Power Charge Large here. It gives an effect, as if drawn with charcoal on parchment paper. I clicked on it, then clicked the download icon on the page that opened and started downloading. The download is complete. Now, let me try this through Google Colab. To upload it easily, I'm adding the downloaded power chart model to my Google Drive folder. I clicked on the new button. Then, by selecting Upload File, I chose my model from my computer. From here, I click on the Google Drive icon. It immediately adds a code block to my notebook. I click on the play icon again. It asked for permission to connect to Drive. I clicked on the Connect to Google Drive button. I granted the necessary permissions and connected. I click on the refresh button over there. I go to the folder where the files appear. I open the My Drive folder. I drag the power chart file and drop it into the LoRa folder within Fooocus. There is a very important point here. Take a careful look at the page where you downloaded LoRa. There can be trigger keywords for LoRa to function. Sometimes there aren't, but most of the time there are. I came to the page I downloaded. Look, there are the words on parchment in the trigger words box. I copy them. They also provide explanations about which weights or unit weights LoRa works better with. I suggest you take a look at that too. For example, this one doesn't have it. I entered the words on parchment into the prompt. My flying balloon prompt was already ready. I selected the power chart from the LoRa settings. I roughly set the weight to 1.63. I didn't choose the style again and clicked the generate button to send it. It completed. I think it turned out great. I really liked it. It's a pretty good job. Fooocus stores all the images I generate within itself. I can always access them retrospectively. Let's see. I never downloaded the images I generated because it stores them both in the local Fooocus and in the Fooocus on Google Colab. Let me show you right away. I won't list them all extensively. I access the Fooocus files using the method I explained earlier. I go to the output folder. Here, as you can see, it keeps all the images day by day. There's also a log.html file here. I double click on it. I can see the images I generate daily and their metadata. With the copy clipboard button here, you can copy the metadata, and I assume you know what to do with it by now. With Fooocus, we can intervene in certain parts of the images. For instance, we can change the eye color, or we can change the color of the t-shirt. We can make these small or large changes by focusing within the image. Let's see where the images we produced in Google Colab are. I'm going to the files. Here, there is an output folder. They are stored day by day in the same way. I select one of the images I produced and download it. I go to Fooocus. I check the Enhance checkbox. The menu opened. From here, I can enhance the images. To be able to upload the image, I check the Input Image checkbox. Here, I come to the Enhance tab. From here, I upload the image I want to change. There is a small setting here. If you are going to make small changes to the image, you can select before first. If you are going to make big changes, you can select after last. I come to the first tab. Let's start with a small change. I check the Enable checkbox. I write down what I want to change. I will change the lip color. Therefore, I write lips. In the positive prompt section, I said dark red lipstick. I click the Generate button. Let's see how it will turn out. It uses Meta's SAM model to select the lip. By the way, Meta has released the second version of SAM. Now you can make selections on video with prompts like this. As you can see, it detected the lip and started coloring. Completed. It painted it wonderfully while staying true to the original. In this way, you can change any part you want on the image by writing. Yes, with this video, we have explored all the new features of Fooocus and its unlimited usage possibilities. We have now completely solved the issue of free, unlimited, and royalty-free image production. You can now use Fooocus for free on your own computer via Pinocchio or through Google Colab. Let me tell you in advance about the topic of the next video. It will be related to this video. In the past weeks, I explained how we can train text-based artificial intelligence models with fine-tuning. In the new video, I will show how we can create a LoRa model with our own images. We will look at how we can do it, both on our own computer and online. If you have any questions, please write them as comments under this video. In the next video, if there are things I know, I will answer them as well. I'm leaving now. I'm also leaving my social media accounts here. You can follow me from these places and ask questions. See you in the next video. Goodbye.